Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I was just thinking, you know, I get in so much trouble, and the funny thing is, my mind is a little different, and I learn differently than others, and I see things different than others, and I've got this thing. I've always thought throughout my life I don't trust anybody, and I thought that's what it was. I don't trust, but it's not that I don't trust, because now as I say, I look around, I see how many people I meet, and I learn to trust really, really quick, and so it's not that I don't trust. What it is I don't understand. And the older I get, the easier it is for me to understand things. They don't have to fill in the blanks because I know more about what's going on. And the thing is, I get scared. I get scared, and I ask why. And as I get older, like I say, I know what the why is, so that's why I really don't get all that scared anymore, because I understand what that why is. But I still ask people why. And this is where I get scared, is when somebody says something and I ask why, and they don't offer me a response, how do I say it, an understanding response. In other words, when they respond just automatically and say, well, yeah, that's because of this and this and this, then I understand. Now, when they don't respond like that, you know, they just, you know, like, you know, you're asking me why? When they respond like that, I get a little nervous and I get scared because they don't know what they're talking about. I have learned people that follow orders, they just follow orders. They don't ask why. And they just follow these dumb orders, and they dump it on me, and they expect me to be just as stupid as they are, and I'm supposed to just blindly follow their orders. This is where I came up with the idea about when I said no one has the responsibility or the authority over you. And that's where I came up with the idea about, you know, well, who gave you the authority over me? You know, because if you have authority over me, I need to listen to you. I need to do what you tell me. And you're not my wife, so and you're not my God, so I guess, you know, I have no obligation to follow what you say, other than using my intelligence. And my intelligence will either know and understand what you're talking about. If not, I will say why. And I expect you to use your intelligence to answer that question, why. You should have a good explanation for doing it. Not just because you think you have the authority over me. And now I have this problem in all aspects of my life. When it comes to we've already talked about the spiritual stuff, so I won't even go into that. Money. People say, well, you're supposed to invest your money in, you know, in the banks, in stock, in all, you know, whatever. And then I ask why, and then they kind of get confused. And then when they say, well, this is where you're going to make more money, and I'll say, well, you know, okay, well, why am I going to make more money there? you know. And then when I continue asking, you know, like, is there any guarantees, or you know, now one thing I have seen, like I said, I'm going through an estate now, and one thing I've seen is if your values are where people can get to them, people will get to them. You know, so in other words, I don't care if you have property, I don't care if you have stock, I don't care if you have money in the bank. It's the same thing. Same thing. I got, not me, my wife's got money in the bank, I can't get to it. So, you know, it's funny. It's funny that these people come up with these real cool ideas, but they can't back them up with why it's a good idea. You know, there's always holes shot in what it is that they're talking about. And, the same thing when it comes to health. You know, everything that I do and everything that I talk about, I tell you why. And like I say, even now, if I'm working on you and it's your body that's on the table that I'm working with, and I will make statements, and then I will start telling you why. And most of the time people don't even ask me why. Like I say, I can poke on a spot, it'll hurt, and so now you already believe me. But the problem is, I want you to know why it's like that. And once you understand why it's like that, then you'll understand you have the control over this. And so, in other words, you have control over the things that are happening. You just have to understand why. And it doesn't make any difference what it is in your life. If you understand why something is going on, you can get through this situation. That's one thing that I've learned. I am a problem solver. I don't care what the problem is. You notice even on my videos, I give you solutions. I just don't, you know, bitch and raise hell. I give you solutions. Now, the solutions may not be easy. And a lot of times I have found people avoid trying to come to solutions. And once they try to avoid the solution, it ends up, the problem starts turning into worse of a problem. So anything that happens to me, I always go to why. Why is this happening? And then once I find out why it's happening, I can go to the root cause of the problem, not just fight the symptoms. And we have the same thing, like I say, we're talking about the body. Okay, if you got like I say, your knee hurts. Well, it's not so much your knee, it's probably your hip is out of line. And if your hip is out of line, your low back is hurting, and also your pelvis will be twisted. Now, so in other words, do you see all the symptoms that lead up to the twisted pelvis? The twisted pelvis is the problem, and the rest are just symptoms. Okay, it's the same thing in life. If you have a problem with something in your life, you have to go back. It's a symptom. The problem you have is a symptom. A symptom of what? You need to go back, ask why, and then you go to the next thing and the next thing. And this is what I was saying. You don't have to worry about or know everything and worry about all this stuff. All you do is focus on why. I don't care what the problem is, whether it's a mechanical problem, whether it's a problem in your life, if it's a problem with you, which most of the time it is. I say there are times when I have just plain personality conflicts with people. Very seldom. Normally, when it's a personality conflict, it's because their personality wants to control me. And that's where we have the problem. And in other words, it's a symptom. It's a symptom. You're wanting to control me, or the personality problem we don't have. It's just you want to control me. Why do you want to control me? That's where we're going to have the problem. If I say, if you're in a position of authority, remember I talked about authority, somebody told you you have authority over me. Now you believed them and you're getting paid. So then you're thinking, well, I'm getting paid, so I must be the one with the authority. So, and then you get irritable if I don't bend to your authority. So now we're right back to, if we can talk, I will ask you why. If you have sense, you will answer, and then if it's reasonable, then hey, I'll go along with you. I'll let you have the authority over me if it's reasonable. If it's just because somebody told you you had authority, then we're going to have a problem. So, in other words, it's why. If you don't mind answering why, then I think we can get somewhere. But if you don't want to tell me why, then we're going to have a problem. And these are things that you need to be considering for yourself. When you want to do something, even at your own personal level, your household, your children, your wife, your husband, it doesn't make any difference what it is, you need to be prepared to answer why. And you need to be prepared to ask why. Because why is the problem. And that's how you're going to find the problem, is asking why. Don't worry, don't get yourself upset over the symptoms. Ask why this is happening. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.